What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. I'm trying a little bit of a different recording here. I'm using Loom today, so we're just going to see if it's any better, see if you guys like it better. It makes the screen look a little better in my opinion, so we're just going to talk about that. If you guys do want to check out my new Bankroll Blueprint, something I've been working out extremely hard lately. It's a very in-depth guide on how to manage your money when you're sports betting to stay profitable, something that I have used over the years, and without this I don't think I would be a profitable sports bettor. I'm not even kidding. A lot of the times you don't have a picks problem, guys, you have a money problem. I see people all the time, they'll play $5 on a slip, they cash that slip, then the next slip they pay $30, they missed that slip and they lost all their money because they decided to go all in rather than manage their bankroll perfectly. So then they end up losing their money on a day that was they cashed 50% of their slips, which should be profitable for sure. So telling you guys, the Bankroll Blueprint is down in the description if you want to give it a try. Also, if you guys do want to join our Discord, link to the Discord is down in the description as well. You can get every single one of our plays for less than $1 a day. Would love to have you guys a part of the community. Just want to tell you guys that. The WAP and Discord link down in the description as well. So anyways, guys, the game we're going to go over today is going to be for the Golden State Warriors versus the Timberwolves. Game 1 of the series. So I think this is going to be a pretty competitive series. I'm excited to see how this one goes. I like it better than the Pacers-Cavs personally, but that's obviously just my opinion. Before we do anything, I do want to say, if you guys do want a chance at free VIP, make sure you guys leave a like and comment on this video. If this video gets 250 likes, I will randomly select a comment down in the description, or a comment to win a free month of VIP. So we did it in the last video from yesterday's video, so go check out the Pacers-Cavs video I just dropped, and you can get free VIP in that one. Some of our wins from yesterday, I showed it in the last video if you want to look at it. Obviously, we've been killing it on Chalkboard. We're up like $700 in the last 3 days on Chalkboard alone. Been killing it on Bovada as well for sports books. Been doing well on Parlay Play. Definitely profitable on Parlay Play. Struggled more on Sleeper than most apps, but we did have a good day on Sleeper yesterday as well. But anyways, just wanted to throw those wins out there as well. Free slip from the other video I've already showed you guys, but let's talk about this first game, the Warriors versus the Timberwolves. So right now Golden State is plus 242 underdogs. Whew, that's a tough one, man. In terms of sportsbook bets for this game, I think I'm gonna fade the money lines and the spread just because I'm not sure how this game's gonna go. I counted Minnesota out versus the Lakers and they beat them 4-1. Golden State's obviously played well. Do I think Golden State has a chance to come take this game tonight? I definitely do. Plus 242 odds is great. I might sprinkle a little money on that. We'll see. But I don't really like any of these plays. So what I decided to go with is the total on this one. I've been killing the game totals on this game. I'm buying this one to 207.5. If you look at the 207.5 head-to-head, they have been over this line in 71% of games that they've played. So they went under only 29%. If you look at games from this season, they have 4 games this season. They've been over this total in 3 of the 4. They went under the first game, which was in Golden State. The 2 games in Golden State, they had 197 and 220. The 2 games in Minnesota was a 231-point and a 216-point game. So been a little bit more fast-paced in Minnesota. Obviously, they're playing in Minnesota tonight for Game 1. I expect this game to be a little more fast-paced than the 207.5, personally. If you want to take it at 210, you can. I just wanted to buy it in because last night I had a game, the Knicks versus Boston. I had the game total, and I had it over 210, and it was very, very, very sweaty. So I don't want to have it as sweaty. Decided to buy it down a little bit for a worse payout. It's only minus 125 odds if you get it on ESPN Bet. It's around the same on Bovada, I believe. So around minus 125 is the best value you're going to get on this one, which to me is not that bad. 209.5 is minus 107, so the value isn't much worse here. So going to be running with this play as pick number 1 of the day. Hopefully they cash us out. Now I do know that this is game 1. This could be a defensive game. A lot of these game 1s are going to be more low scoring while these teams figure each other out, so do be wary of that. If you think he's going to go under this one, you can take it at minus 100 odds on NOVIG under 209.5. It's up to you guys, but I like the over at 207.5 as pick number 1 of the day. So for the next 2 props, we will be jumping over to the obviously they're going to be from this game, but I have 2 props from this game is what I'm trying to say. One from the Warriors and one from the Timberwolves side of things. So let's do our Warriors pick first. So the Warriors pick first. I had a tough decision deciding which player I wanted to run with. I was trying to choose between Jimmy Butler and Steph Curry. Now, I liked Butler PRA and I liked Curry points at 24.5. I decided to go with Butler. Butler has been more consistent recently, and I decided to go with him. Curry's been all over the place in his scoring. He dropped 35 points, or he could drop 15. So I'm decided to kind of fade Curry for the free picks. But Butler PRA. So you can get him at 34.5. I bought him down to 32.5 for like a 1.5x payout on Parlay Play. We'll check and see what the payout is exactly. But I do like the 32.5 a lot better. So 1.55x instead of 1.8x on Parlay Play. If you want to go in between at 33.5, I think he's going to get 34. But to be safe for me, I'm taking it 32.5, 1.55x for the free picks. Now, like I said, you guys can do what you want with this. I get hate sometimes because people say I'm playing alt lines or whatever. This isn't a super. It's not like I'm playing a minus 24.5 or something. Like, this is still going to be a little bit sweaty, obviously. And it's still a good payout at 1.55x. I just don't want to play the 34.5 because obviously Vegas sets these lines to be as close to coin flip as possible. So if you can get a little bit of an edge and still make a good payout, I go for double ups at least, then why not do it? So 1.5x for 32.5 is what I'm taking. He's cashed 8 of his last 10 games. He's been very consistent lately. Last 20 games is 11 of the 20 he's cashed. His last 10 is really where he stepped it up. 8 of 10, he's averaging 34 PRA over his last 10. Head-to-head versus Golden State, there is no data from this season. Or not Golden State, you know what I meant. Versus Minnesota, there is no data from this season. But I do expect him to have a decent game. Obviously, Minnesota has a good defense. They give up bottom 10 in every category. So top 10 defense in every category versus points, rebounds, and assists. If you go to small forward position, they give up more stats to the small forward position than any other position. So 19th in points, 24th in rebounds. They do have the second best assist defense to the small forward. But I think Jimmy Butler is going to come out here, step it up. Injury news: Gary Payton is game time decision for illness, and then Dillingham obviously out for the T-Wolves. So not much that we have to worry about here. I think Butler has a good game, and I'm just going to lock him in. So I'm going to pull it up on Props Madness, take a look at the scoring chart. So Jimmy Butler has a yellow and a red matchup. So he shoots 54% of his shots under the rim, which obviously is they're going against the top 10 defense under the rim. So this is a little bit sketchy. Obviously this doesn't look good just because of that 54% red. But overall, 53% of players similar to Jimmy Butler have cash versus the Timberwolves, LeBron being a lot of those. And if you go by position, only 33% of small forwards have cash versus the T-Wolves. Now this is just a point line. And the Lakers have been the majority of these. Every single one of these have actually been the Lakers. So for me to, yeah, this is definitely skewed. This is just versus the Lakers. They dominated the Lakers. I don't even like the way this looks. This other one, the Lakers too? Yeah, majority of these are the Lakers too. I didn't want even paying attention to that. All of these being Lakers players for the most part. But regardless, guys, I like this play a lot for man Jimmy Butler, and I'm gonna take a risk with him. If you want to take Curry instead, you can. I think Curry's gonna have a good game. He plays well versus Minnesota. He's averaging like over 30 points a game versus Minnesota. So Curry could be a good play, but Butler's just been more consistent for me, and I like the play slightly better. So that is going to be pick number 1. Pick number 2 is going to be from the Timberwolves side of things. Now, this one is where I get a little worried. I'm taking our man Julius Randle. I'm taking Randle over points. Now, I like Randle RA most of the time. Randle has not been cashing his RA, but he has been cashing his points. So I'm taking his original line. 19.5 is what I'm taking for Randle points. He's cashed it in 4 straight games, 6 of his last 10, 11 of his last 20. Head-to-head versus Golden State, it looks awful. He has not cashed 1 game versus Golden State, and he has 4 games from this season. He's averaging 16 points per game. So, struggled versus Golden State. He's averaging 14 field goal attempts per game. In his last 10 games, he's averaging 14 field goal attempts. So he did have 22 one game versus the Lakers, 16 the last game versus the Lakers. He's been shooting around the same amount. He doesn't have these 11 ones, obviously. He's getting around, getting closer to the 20. I think he comes out here and steps it up. So injury news on this game we've already looked at. I don't know why I'm pulling that up again. But I do think Randle has a good game. Randle has played well versus the Lakers. He dropped almost 30 points one of those games. He's dominated the 20-point line. He's obviously a little bit more confident in his shot. If Ant-Man gets locked up, Randle's going to have to step it up. And I like this play for our man, Julius Randle, 19.5 points. I think I already checked head-to-head. I did. I'm sorry, guys. I'm getting like brain fog. But anyways, Golden State, we already looked at their points, 8th in the league in points allowed. If you go to power forward, they do have a bottom 5 defense in terms of points allowed to the power forward. So this is really what I liked. They have a very good points defense, except for the power forward position. So they give up 24 points per game to the power forward on average. I think Randle gets 20 tonight. I think he takes more than 14 shots. And if we pull him up over here on Props Madness to take a look at the scoring chart. He has kind of a rainbow here. You got dark red under the rim going against the best defense under the rim. 39% of his shots are taken there. 22% of his shots are taken in the paint, where he's playing against the second worst defense in the paint, so a green matchup. 7% mid-range, and if you look at him from behind the arc, playing against he shoots 32% of his shots from the three-point line, where he has a yellow and orange matchup. So overall, it doesn't look terrible, but it doesn't look good either. Similar players versus the Warriors, 33% of cashed by position, 53% of power forwards of cash versus the Warriors. So overall, I like the Randall play. I'm going to take a risk on him tonight, and I've got him locked in. You can get him on Prizepicks as well, but if you pull him up over here on Parlay Play, Julius Randle, 19.5 points. You play these two together, you get a 2.3x payout, $75 to win 177. So this is going to be the slip that I lock in, unless I decide to mix it up from the last games, because I will be locking in these slips and post them here in just a minute before the video is posted, obviously. But those are our 2 NBA plays of the day. So jumping into our next prop, I got one free MLB prop for you guys. I already told you that. So jumping over to MLB, this one will be for our man Gonzalez. I'm taking Tony Gonzalez. I'm taking him over 4.5 strikeouts. So let's take a look at this play. K's, his line's 4.5. He's cashed it his only game versus Miami. So if you look at the last game he had versus the Marlins, he had 9 strikeouts. It was back on April 30th. This season so far, that's his only game. If you look at Gonzalez over the 2025 season, obviously that's all he's got, 6 innings, 13.5 strikeouts per 9 innings. He's 1-0. And that was versus Miami. So we got another good matchup here. Back-to-back pretty much. If you come down here and look at Miami batting versus right-hand pitcher, one of the worst strikeout teams in the league. They have a 24% strikeout rate, so 1 of every 4 is going to strike out. Their batters base per K, 26 in the league. Last 30 ranks 23rd and 23rd, but they've been getting lit up for the most part by pitchers in terms of strikeout rate this season so far. So I expect another good game from him, Gonzalez. He pitched right at 77 pitches for 6 innings, so had a good game. I think he pitches 5 or 6 innings again tonight. I think the Dodgers get another win here. So like Gonzalez for 4.5 strikeouts, and I've got him locked in already. I showed you guys this free slip in the last video. I'll show you in this one too. Jeffrey Springs of Gonzalez on Sleeper, $75 to win 210 if you guys do want to tail this play. So I'll pull it up on Parlay Play. Make sure you get the same value over here. And there are a lot of promos right now on Parlay Play if you guys want to play some of these. But come on. It's definitely loading. Okay. So 4.5K is 1.7x on here as well. So same payout. You can buy it down if you want to. I like it at 4.5, so I'll keep it here. But those are our 4 plays. So looking at a recap, Jimmy Butler, 32.5 PRA. Julius Randle, 19.5 points. Gonzalez, 4.5Ks. And then you pair that with the game total over 207.5 for Golden State, Minnesota. And you got 4 plays of the day. So lock them in if you like them. If you don't like any play, guys, just fade them. Make sure you guys check out our bankroll video down in the description, like I said. Make sure you guys check out our WAP. Join our Discord. It's less than $1 a day. You get every single play we post. We'd love to have you in the community. I hope you guys cash every slip. Hope you guys have an awesome day, and I will see you in the next one.